What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. And in today's video, we're going to go over how and why pigs, like farm pigs, when they escape, why they turn into feral hogs, and how their bodies actually change back to like a wild appearance. Like you can have a fat domestic pig, once it gets out, it literally turns into a razorback. So yeah, before we get going on that video there, guys, please do me a favor, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, and please drop a comment down below with any article you would like for me to cover in the future, what your thoughts are on this article. And without further ado, let's get into this video. So like I always like to start these videos with, guys, as I said before, I do not own the rights to this article. I did not write this article. I'm simply using it as a way to relay this information to you guys because I think it's interesting. This particular article is owned by farmanimalreport.com. If you guys would like, you can go read the article there for yourselves, or just stick around for this video. So, pig transformation. Why pigs become feral. Oh, a side note, like this one is worded really funny, so it might have been translated from a different language, so you're going to have to kind of bear with me. So pig transformation. Why pigs become feral. Pigs are sensitive and pretty creatures. They have commonly reared animals for different useful benefits. Pigs have wild ancestors. Many pig owners show interest to know that can domesticated pigs become wild or feral. How this transformation occurs in pigs, what are the various factors associated with this? Here we will have an extensive look over the transformation of domestic pigs into feral hogs. And there's a video if you guys want to watch it. Why pigs become feral / how. According to some scientific research, when pigs escape or leave captivity, after some time they start transforming back to their normal, back to wild. This just all happens due to the genes from wild ancestors present in them. These genes switch off, and when their environment changes, i.e. they start living in a wild environment, these genes switch on and make them turn into feral creatures. That's kind of cool. Like, because not everything can just like turn genes on and off like that. It's kind of cool that pigs like have that ability. Some zoologists code that when pigs get out of the normal domestic condition, in a matter of months they revert back to their wild relatively, such as they grow longer hair, grow tusk, and get aggressive. Interestingly, some scientists don't favor this logic. They explain that domestic pigs remain as it is even though they escape from your captivity. Although they get some morphological changes, such as growing long hair due to the environmental variants and their genetic makeup. I mean, that kind of makes sense, but like their face changes, like their face gets like their snouts actually get longer. Due to all that, they become feral hogs. This is to be remembered that they don't transform or revert back to the wild boars, which are not domesticated at all. They have naturally wild characteristics and nature. No, even after getting wild morphological changes, feral hogs will not have the same nature as wild boars. There is still a wide difference between those two pigs. Maybe that's another video. Matter of fact, I might write that down. Shoot, I don't have a pen. I should have got a pen. Genetics behind domestic and feral. Let's throw some light on the genetic contribution that turns the pigs into feral once they are introduced to the wild environments. As you know, a creature's phenotype is totally controlled by the genotype and the environment. There are specific genes that control each phenotypic trait. The gene's expression depends upon the environment in which that specific creature finds itself. This particular phenomenon is called epigenetic. There is another relevant genetic phenomenon that is called neoteny, in which creatures retain juvenile characteristics depending on their environment and will quickly mature given certain conditions. Coming to the point, if a pig is domesticated, he is kept at the farm, the owner protects him from a predator and feeds him a balanced and appropriate diet. This all secure and optimum conditions, which are provided at the farm, keeps his nature calm, and such pigs have a low level of testosterone in their bodies. But when such pigs are introduced in the wild conditions or escape from the domestic settings, they have to face predators less secure, and they have to do struggles for food and other things. These stressful conditions increase the level of testosterone in their bodies along with other hormonal changes. These all cause long hair growth, change in behavior, and the morphological changes in them, and they become feral hogs. How can you tell the difference between wild and feral hogs? The term wild boar is typically used to describe Eurasian wild boar from Eurasia, or feral hogs are those that originate from domestic breeds but may be the result of a few or many generations in the wild. What are feral hogs? Pigs going feral. In the U.S., the best descriptor is probably to refer to them simply as wild pigs. In addition to that, they also have a number of morphological and behavioral dissimilarities. Note, feral refers to a pig that has escaped from domestic settings to a wild environment, but wild means non-domesticated. Remember, sometimes feral or wild hogs / pigs can be used to interchangeably, but there is some actual difference at all. Why feral hogs are destructive. Due to the change in their behavior, feral pigs become dangerous for humans. They destroy agricultural crops and pose a high risk to the environment. Simply, they eat anything that fits in their mouth. Additionally, they eat all crops and pastures and destroy the normal habitat of native plants and animals. You can say they cause a number of problems in the ecosystem and are a growing concern in the U.S. Remember, feral pigs cause billions of dollars in property and agricultural damage every year in the United States, both in wild and agricultural lands. It has been documented that feral pigs are associated with another number of infectious diseases in humans because they carry many pathogens that pose high risk for livestock, humans, and other wild creatures. That makes sense. I mean, they get out in the wild, we kill them and eat them, they give wild parasites and stuff and infections and diseases, and then they infect us. And that makes sense. Okay. Do domestic pigs grow large tusks? Yes, unaltered male pigs grow long tusks which are totally undesirable for their owners. Pig owners love to see trimmed tusks and keep them within a limit. But when domestic pigs get into the wild environment, they start growing long tusks. This change in the dentition in domestic pigs in the wild happens due to a change in diet. How do you manage feral hogs? As feral pigs are a major cause of destruction, so there are many lethal and non-lethal protocols that are used to control their population and keep them away. From your precious premise, the options include bad-tasting liquid sprays, water sprayers, and sound repellers. The water and sound are designed to spook them away by making them feel stressed and uncomfortable. There are also a number of strategies to keep them away. Select any method according to your suitability. Why pigs go feral? Pigs are known to be social animals that prefer living in groups. When they become domesticated, pigs can live with humans or other species of pigs without any problem. However, when their natural habitats are taken away from them and the conditions aren't right for survival due to human activity, feral pig populations begin cropping up around farmlands, jungles, and forests. Feral pigs are the same species as domesticated pigs, but their behavior differs greatly from that of a pig that lives with humans or other animals. It knows, such as dogs. One reason is that they don't have any predators around them except man, so many feral pigs continue to breed rapidly, unlike domestic ones, which become very difficult to control their numbers. Another reason is that feral pigs are very adaptable creatures capable of living in different types of habitat and can survive without needing much care from humans, which makes them quite a pest for farmers who need to protect their crops. Jungles where they distribute the natural balance, leading to some animals to endangerment or extinction, forests as well as humans who are stalked by these animals for food. Jesus, pigs hunt people in forests? I didn't know that. That's scary. As if enough things in the jungle can't kill you. Friggin' bacon puts you on the menu. Feral pigs can weigh up to hundreds of pounds, have tusks that they use as weapons against predators or other species that threaten them, and are very destructive with their hooves that help dig into the ground when searching for roots, seeds, insects, grubs, etc. Nowadays, feral pigs can be found in at least 35 states of the U.S., Australia, and New Zealand. So this one's actually an older article. It's the one that we just read last video, which you should go check out by clicking the card. Says they're in more states than 35. Like, it was actually, I think it was like 45 out of 50. It was just almost crazy. U.S., Australia, New Zealand. Okay. Final thoughts. In the U.S., almost all males are kept castrated or killed young. Castration plays a very essential role and can prevent domestic pigs from getting feral. So it is recommended to castrate them or kill them before they reach maturity, as intact pigs have higher chances of turning into feral creatures. So, there you pretty much have it. That's how pigs, when they're in captive situations, change and transform when they go feral. That some of that probably also has to do with the fact that like the Eurasian wild boar interbreeding, like that is a thing that they didn't quite cover here, but that could also change their appearance. Like if like your farm pig gets out, breeds with a boar, its offspring are going to look a little different. Also, like what it didn't also cover was like their snout gets thinner because they're like, I guess they start rooting around, and maybe it's always just like that, and they just replace all that fat with muscle. That also makes sense. But that's kind of cool that like when they get out, like at least this group of people think that like it's just genes flipping on. Like why, like pigs in captivity don't grow a lot of hair. Once they got out in the wild, their situations have changed, so now they have to grow a lot of hair again. Their tusks are, essentially trimmed by us. Once they got in the wild, their diet changes and they don't, like there's no one trimming their tusks, so their tusks grow longer. Their temperament changes because now they're dealing with predators like wolves and mountain lions and bears and cougars and whatever else is going to try and eat them. It's just like a really cool thought experiment that something could change like that much. It's almost like the locust versus grasshopper thing. Like the two are the same thing, but then they look different based on the environmental circumstances. But yeah, guys, so that's pretty much it though for this one. Once again, please go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn on the notifications, follow me on Instagram, and please drop a comment with what you guys thought about the article, what your thoughts are, and if you have anything you would like for me to cover in the future, please let me know down in the comments section down below, and I will give you a shout out in the video. So until next time though, guys, I will see you in the next video.